It's now a decade since the armed group Boko Haram kidnapped nearly 300 students who were mostly Christians at an all-girls school in the town of Chibok, a local government area of Borno State, in the month of April 2014. Since then, abductions have become a recurrent fixture in Nigeria, especially in the restive northern regions, where mass abduction of students is now a way of life. As we mark the 10th year anniversary of the abduction of the Chibok girls, particularly the continuous holding of others and Leah Sharibu due to her decision not to convert to Islam. However, in keeping the faith with destiny by marking the most of the realities of life, the SAC Art Foundation and the Chibok Parents Association held the screening of Status Also Breathe, an art screening exhibition that focuses on the abducted Chibok girls of Borno State. The screening held in Lagos at Nordic Hotels Victoria Island with friends and well-wishers in attendance.
Ori means head. The Yoruba philosophy believes that Ori is not just the physical head. Ori has a spiritual part and a physical part. The physical part is the one we see, but the spiritual part is the one that is actually powerful. Is the one that determines the fate, is the one that determines the destiny. That's why in Yoruba sculpture you make the head big and the body small, because the head is the spiritually important part of the human being. This head, Ori, is now going to the
10 years down the line, the government has really tried. We appreciate the government's effort and the effort of other organizations, but there is still more to do, for the government and for everybody. All hands must be on deck until the last girl abducted by Boko Haram is recovered. I don't think we should relax. We have to continue to make efforts. And for something of this nature not to repeat itself again, we have to ensure the security of our school system, especially those in the border states and border communities. You remember the ones that happened in Kaduna State recently. The issue of security, the issue of the importance of education, is very important, and it must be taken seriously by the government. So I believe that all hands must be on deck. If you are in captivity for about 10 years or for 10 years, and we are human beings, we have the capacity to adapt even to some humane, conditions. So, and that's actually what happened to some of these, girls still in captivity. They've been forced to marry the abductors, and so some of them decided that it's better to just, get married and continue their life. And because, government, has tried, but government has not really tried, because it is not, over until the last girl is free from captivity. So that's just the situation. Nobody likes it in captivity. But see, when you're in captivity and it looks as if you've been abandoned, you've been forgotten, then you want to resign to fate, And that's what is happening to some of these girls that seems to be there. I see they don't bother anymore again.
I want my sister who are still in captivity to release by government, or any way they should do to release my sisters that are still in captive. But now me, I'm already released, and I thank government for the opportunity, hearing how they escort me to school. Now I'm in school, and I'm with my parents in Chibok. But I'm studying in Yola. Government is the one who take care of us. But first we release, we have opportunity, freedom to do anything, and they're taking care. But now some actions are changing. We are not happy how government are treating us. But our lot problem is our girls that are still in captivities, and how things are happening in Nigeria. They are still capture some students in some states. In Chibok, some are talking about us, what has happened, more especially our girls who released with children. When they are talking about them, we too are feeling that is insult or hatred. So about this thing is normal life. People can able to talk, but it's not hurt me. Serious.
I'm okay since I'm alive and I'm free. I have a freedom to go anywhere I want, so I'm happy for that. But the one thing I want government to do for me is just to release some of the remaining of my sister that's in that captivities, and it will not going to be just a Chibok girls in that captivities. There is many people. These people, Boko Haram adopt them, and they're suffering in that bush. So, as a good leader to the country, he have to do something to release these people back. When they adopt us, they say that school is taboo and they don't want to hear anything like school. So that's why I make them to adopt students in school. I escaped through when armies went there to fight them. So that's how I get where to escape. For me, I'm grateful when since government sent me to school. I'm grateful, but the urgent needs I need now, I need government to bring my sisters back, because we are serious missing them and we really want them back.
The abduction took place on my present, because I was at Chibok. From the day one of the incident, I've been communicating. This abduction, I cried out right from day one, because I have some people that I know that can voice out and have their contact. One of the closest friend to the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, this year, he's late. I called him that, see what is happening in Chibok. I told the wife. The wife cried and called me to send my daughter's identity, of which I did. The rumors of the people in the Chibok, for the fact that it happened that I'm cinematographer at Chibok, I go around. Then coming to Lagos from time to time, I do meet with some media personnel and have their contact, more especially from Nigeria Info, in the person of Fola, working with Nigeria Info. For the rumors came out, the day they abducted the girls, the first four that jumped out from the vehicle, it happened that I interviewed one. When I interviewed one, I asked her about my daughter. She said no, she didn't know her, because there are many. So they said, according to what our girls rightly said, that they spoke language. I know the reason why they spoke language. The one of the Boko Harams, they abducted them, because there was a time they abducted 4 children from Captivity. So that's why they spoke language to them. Say, if you can jump out, jump out. That's it. So as our lady said, that the father died. Among us, the parents, 48 are dead because of trauma.
20 or so odd girls that are in Maiduguri that are still living with their Boko Haram husbands. They really aren't to blame. And she says the treatment that they got when they escaped from abduction and when they were rescued was that the government gave them psychological support. They were taken more or less straight to their families, allowed to bond again with their families, and all of that helped them come back into themselves and become who they are, right? But with these other girls that are in Maiduguri, and this is a big indictment on the Borno state government, so if anybody is reporting it, they should report it. Their claim is that when these girls were brought back, they were kept in a camp with the Boko Haram repentance. And they were told things like, well, you are now a mother of 3 children, you're old, who's going to marry you if you leave this husband? You might as well stay married, and we will build homes for you and you can build your life. Now, obviously, we have no way of verifying this. I'm a journalist, so it's important that I put that caveat that, you know, this is information they're sharing with us. But her conclusion is that the reason why they are able to go back to some sort of normalcy is they received psychological support when they were released. And that is very different from the last set of girls who had, you know, been rehabilitated alongside other Boko Haram members, some of whom are their husbands.
We're now joined by Amina Ali, Yahi Bwata, and Mutah, members of the Chibok community who experienced the incident 10 years ago. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the morning show. Well, 10 years after, April 14 to 15, 2014, 276 persons abducted. Well, 108 still in captivity. And we're privileged, although it's a sad subject, to have 2 of the persons who regained their freedom with us this morning, and a parent. Now, I'll just go around the room, one after the other, to tell us how you feel 10 years after that traumatic experience, and in terms of what government has done, what government has not done, and how life has been thereafter. And Mr. Bwata will speak from the perspective of a parent. Let's start with you, Amina Ali. You regained your freedom in 2016. Hasn't been since then. And then after Amina Ali, we'll come to you, Jumai, and then we'll go to Mr. Bwata. Okay. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Good morning to the people watching this live now. My name is Amina Ali Keki. I'm among the Chibok girls who was adopted by Boko Haram in year 2014 in Jesus Chibok. I get my freedom in year 2016, which was 17 May, and I escaped through when Nigerians army went there to fight Boko Haram's member. So that's how I get way to escape. But before I escaped, that took me 1 month plus. Work with my leg, and because of the bush it is, sometimes I may able to repeat myself back. So that's how it took me 1 month.
Okay, but how has life been since then? Since 2016, are you back in school? What have you been doing? What sort of help have you or your family received?
Yeah, when I came out, they called my mother to come and stay with me in Abuja. So my mom stayed with me 3 months in Abuja before she go back to Chibok. So from after my mom left, and they start bringing some teachers to give me an extra lesson, and they asked me about what I want to do, and I say I want to learn some of vocational training, and they bring one woman that used to teach me how to sew, and after that 21 come out, so and they took me to Women's Center to stay with some of my sister, and we have been going to school together with them. So before 82 were released, and then after the release, and in year 2017, they sent us to school in American University. But after we come to school in American University, we start the school from foundation school from 2016 to 2021. That's the year we joined the university.
Which university are you attending now?
American University of Nigeria.
You what?
American University of Nigeria.
Okay. What level now?
200 level.
200 level. Okay. Very good. Well, Jumai, let's come to you. Your experience and how life has been.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mutah. I'm one of the Chibok girls who are adopted 2014, and I'm released by government 2017, May 7.
Yes, how has life been since you regained your freedom? What are you doing at the moment? How do you feel 10 years after?
Well, I'm feeling great because since I released, I have some treatment that government give us. Government give us good treatment because when we release, they take us to Abuja and to treat us, give us good health. After, we went to Women's Center to have some lecturers before we return to school. Now I'm in school in Yola. I'm studying accounting.
Okay. Are you also in university now?
Yes.
Which university is yours?
American University.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear from you, Mr. Yahi Bwata, from the perspective of a parent who was involved in this, as you were saying earlier on, from the very beginning.
Good morning. Good morning, good people of Nigeria. I have to acknowledge the restless effort of our securities. And I'm sending greeting to my Chibok community and our daughters that are released. I have to thank God to see this day and the effort of the government to release some of our daughters. But even though out of 276 of them, we are still looking up unto God and cry out to the government to release the remaining 82 there, still in captivity. Even though maybe some of them may not be alive, but we cannot know until the government. What we know is 82 of our daughters remaining. I have to acknowledge the voice of good Nigerians and the media houses that they bring things to work to let the world now know the really happenings. And the voice of bring back our girls worldwide, more especially the Lagos families that stood by me right from the day one as the abduction took place on my present at Chibok. My daughter is released. That's Comfort Bwata, now in American University, Nigeria. So I'm still appealing for more effort to government to help us release the remaining 82. It's not easy. Even as parents, as I said before, now collectively 48 of the parents are late due to high blood pressure. Some are crying I saw one woman, I visited her last week. She nearly go blind because of crying every day. And for the security of Nigeria, they are trying. Some lost their lives too. I have to reason how their family live. So we pray God will see us through. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bwata. Whilst we are grateful and we rejoice at the fact that these girls have been released, you know, we have Amina and Jumai with us in the studio. It's good to see them, but it's heartbreaking to hear the stories of those who are still not yet released and what their parents are currently facing for those who are still alive. Very heartbreaking. I'll come to you, Amina. And thank you. You're very, brave. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate seeing you're a voice for the other girls. One of the things I'd like to ask you, I don't know how old you were, because I know you were of different ages when you were taken away. How old were you then? And if you don't mind sharing, it's 10 years later. Or what were some of the things that were difficult for you when you got back? Were there changes? A number of people that you must have known, you might have known, I think 2 years after you came back, might have changed. Even the relationship with your parents or what you experienced when you were in that horrible captivity and now coming back to your family members, what changed for you? And I'd like to ask the same question to you, Jumai, that were there some changes or did it seem like it was difficult for you to get back into society or the life that you knew? And what support did you receive? For Mr. Bwata, the same question, but again from the perspective of how it was for your daughter coming back and learning, because unfortunately we still have incidents of kidnapping of children, so that we can learn. I'll come to you. I just want to, so that you'd, I'll remind you when it's your turn, but I just wanted you so you can think about the question before I come to you. And as to number one, what changes did you notice? And number two, what help did you receive? And what help do you think can be given, especially for parents in your condition? Really sad. I mean, I'll start with you. So the question I asked you was, what age were you when you were taken away? And then what were the changes? Was it difficult for you to come back and settle in to what you were used to, life you were used to?
I was 70 years when we were adopted. And seriously, I faced a lot of challenge, more especially being a mother, and nobody is beside of you, helping you. As such of my age now, I'm the one who struggle to take care of my baby since my mom, she's not that young that she can work often to help me. And also, I lost my daddy, and even my brother too. He's not that good at work or businesses to help me. I'm the one who work out and struggle to take care of my child. It's not easy. And the challenge I faced from people, more especially we that come out with the children, people used to abuse us, call us name, more especially our child. They used to call them Boko Haram's children. And even that make me to leave Chibok because of that. So it's not easy, seriously. And for what's changed in this incident is because of number of the people that Boko had killed in Chibok. We can't able to count. Because these people, they have destroyed Chibok local governments, seriously. And some of my friends, parents, and some of my cousins that I know them, because of this incident, we lost them. So we faced a lot of challenges.
Thank you so much, Amina, and thanks for explaining that. I'm really sorry about the challenges you faced. Jumai, so I asked you earlier, just in the same question that I asked Amina, you know, how was it coming back? Was it easy? Was it difficult?
Well, I thank God for life. But now I'm thinking, even like she said, there is some challenge, like our parents who pass away. Even me too, my dad passed away because of the accident, and they the one come to kill him in our place. But we thank God for now. We are managed, and I have my mother too. She is the only one take care of my siblings. I have 5 siblings. So, but life is better now because there is some peace in Chibok. So, the life is better now.
All right. Thank you so much. That's good to hear. For Mr. Bwata, so I asked you from your side as a parent, and your daughter having been rescued, what was it like coming back? What support did she receive? Was it enough, or would you want to advise on additional support?
Yes, well, we really thank God and we appreciate the effort of the federal government of Nigeria and the effort of our securities that to see the release of the rest of the girls, more especially Comfort, my daughter. But we still need more government, more helping hands to those girls. As I said, like those that the parents are late, and you can see as female children to be taking good care of them at school. So I learned that the monthly token that the government used to give them in the school is now like challenging. I'm talking on behalf of those that their parents are late. It's not all that easy, so the government should please do something again. Then talk of the securities, as my daughter rightly said. In 1st January, I was there at Askira, near Gatamarwa, of which I supposed to be at Gatamarwa. The Boko Haram ransacked Gatamarwa and killed about 10 people, which include one of my uncle's son and some of my cousin's children. About 10 of them are dead. From my mommy's side, that is Cheha, they killed 2 people at the same time, the same date. That was on 1st January. So to tell you, even the parents of these abducted girls, we know even the peace are returning gradually. I have to appreciate the government for that effort, but remember, we that are from that zone, there are many villages that is not go area. It's only Boko Haram, and they're like Tlema Kalama, there's nobody there. All the people, they are scattered, some in Askira, Chibok, and to the extent of some Yola and other states. So Kubrivu is likewise. Then like Blakar, there are so many villages, Gogwamdi, the part of the Musa, you know, Huim, Lassa area. So all those areas are not secured. So we need more effort of the securities to work well, and the federal government to see their welfare and give them what they need for the fight. It's not all that easy. Thank you very much.
I mean, very touching situation you guys have gone through. I'd like to ask you, what can be done for your daily upkeep? And this is for both of you. You know, what can be done? How can Nigerians participate in your daily upkeep? I understand you're both in school, I hope it's the government that is paying for the American university, or is it scholarship? What can be done for you? And I understand you have trade that you learned in sewing and things like that, but you can't really do a lot of that because you're in school. So what can be done for your daily upkeep? And secondly, do you still have dreams, nightmares about the incident and the trauma? Have you healed, or are you still healing? Do you have hope that your healing will be permanent? Or you also want other things to be done as regards your healing? And that's for both of you. For you, sir, thank you for all your work at reporting all of those things, that are happening, and also being a parent. I'd like to ask you, how is your mental health? Because you've gone through a traumatic experience. Do you still have nightmares? Are you healing? And all of this work you're doing, coordinating and everything, how can people reach out to you to also help? Because you need money, you need enablement and things like that. So you first.
Okay. Question again.
I ask, do you still have trauma? Do you still have pain from what happened? What can people do for you to support your upkeep and your child?
Well, the pain I still having is when people are still calling me names, and more especially sometimes in school, more especially when we did something we are not appreciated by our teachers or some students that still look down on us, and that thing still hurts me. And for my child, for supporting my child, seriously, I need a lot of support, because how the things is going in Nigeria now, if they become expensive, and since now I'm the one who take care of my child and even my mom too, so the thing is not easy for me. And sometimes even my brother too, that's living here in Lagos too, sometimes, because he has 2 children living with my mom. So sometimes I'm the one sometimes sending their school fees to attend the local school. So I am going through a lot of problems and suffering.
You say you send the school fees. How do you get money? You still need help yourself. You say you send the school fees. How do you get the money to still now become breadwinner when you need help yourself?
Since I live Chibok and to where I am now in Yola, during holiday I used to farm, so that if I didn't get something from going, like the little allowance they used to give us and they stopped now, so I used to farm to take care of my child and my mom by that. And sometimes when there is no school, I used to go out to look some work, it's not actually that house help, but I can do some washes dishes to people so that I can get some. And then some people, when they hear about my story, and some people used to contact me to help me from little they have.
How old is your child now, if I may ask?
She's 8 years.
Your child is 8 years. Bless her. You, Ma, do you still feel the trauma? Do you still have dreams about what happened? And what can be done to help and support you?
Well, sometimes I'm having dream. When I having the dream about them, later on I will hear they enter some village around us. That is the trauma I have. And the challenge is, like she said, in our school, some of the students are looked down on us. So we are not happy on what is happening. For the help, I don't know.
But you need help.
Yes.
You need support for you and your family.
Yes.
Right. Okay, but you don't have a child.
I have it now.
You have a child now.
Yeah.
How old is the child?
8 months.
8 months. Okay, you just have a child now. Okay, it as well. Coming to you, sir, like I asked the question, you still feel the trauma. What is it like? Are you healing? Secondly, help. I know you need help. What kind of help do you need as we speak now for people that are watching?
You know, as I said, the trauma and the health issue must be there. Normally, we Chibok people, we are good in farming. And as I said, most of the Chibok people are displaced, meaning that most of us are from the villages farming. Now, as most of the villages are being sacked by the Boko Haram, and if one finds himself in town, and you know yourself as a farmer, to eat, you may not be contented with what you are seeing as a farmer. And we used to go to farm and farm. You can't do that. People do give you some time. And what of the children? As Chibok people, we value education. That is why you see the Chibok girls were packed from the school, taken away from the school, right in Wayek and Neko. So how can we, the parents, get it possible to be taking care of the remaining children if the land is not secured? How can a farmer, let's assume most of us that are in Yola, some stayed in town, Maiduguri, government cannot do all because it's impossible for government to do everything for a living. And the trauma must be there because, like me, sometimes if I hear gunshot, as I said when I was at Askira, when the incident happened at the Gatamarwa, you know, we must have blood pressure because of the gunshot and feeling and the happening that what happened in Chibok that 14th April. The memory must come back, and you will be living in fear. Even though, as I said, most of the villages around Chibok, Askira, Dambua, Askira, all those areas is a bit calm. But yet, many villages have been taken away by the Boko Haram. So we still need government effort more and more individual. I still thank God for the well-meaning Nigeria that having heart to help the less privileged people and pray for them, for God to intervene and heal our lands. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bwata, let's still stay with you. Now, there was a story we took recently on this same program about some Chibok girls who got married to some of their abductors and who said they would never leave those persons. In Borno State, we understand there is an IDP camp, and the parents were not happy that the girls had converted to Islam, and that they insisted that they would not leave the men, and the children they already have for those men. I mean, have you had opportunity to share, that kind of experience with other parents who are in similar situation? And what is the general feeling about that?
I'm bleeding in my heart. I was asked the same question at the AIT Kakaki program when I was invited. The 82 released was initially not 82, supposed to be 83. And they asked me as a father that one did not comply with the government to come back, that she was okay with her husband. I said, even if she born 10 children with Boko Haram, she's our daughter. We don't know how, with that behavior and that thought, it is 10 days in police cell, one can change. Talk less of 10 years today. You know, as human being, human flesh, anywhere you find yourself, you adopt. So our children, who collect the bride price for them to marry Boko Haram? Who collect the bride price from them? So we are not welcoming that idea as Chibok father. Whatsoever we take government to do, they should do. And sanitize them. These girls, they need serious orientation and counseling so that they will come to their normal senses. Because I visited them at Abuja when 21 and 82 released. I spoke with them. So it's not all that is willingly. It's not willingly. But when they were under duress and under that teaching, violent teaching, out of fear, they may marry them. You can see very few of them are radical in Christ. They didn't go for that. So I believe federal government should do something. Well-meaning Nigerians should help us pray. Those that are held with the Borno State government, they need more counseling. If my daughter is there, in fact, I would rather die than to leave them to stay in that, kind of life. Who collect your bride price from Boko Haram? Who give you onto marriage? Who give you a hand to marriage? So they need more counseling. I cannot be taken away or agree with so-called, yes, I thank the government, I thank His Excellency Governor Zulum for be taking care of them and cater for them, be giving them some talking. But I'm worried why they kept them with the Boko Haram husband. How many parents the Boko Haram killed? Some of these parents, we parents, killed by Boko Haram. I know one man that's been killed by Boko Haram after 1 month abduction took place. So are you telling me that somebody that killed your father married you again to born for them? I don't know. So it's not a welcome idea as for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies, let me come to you. One of the things I heard from you is this talk about stigma. Chibok and also at the American University, where people stigmatize you, look down on you, and say these are Chibok girls and all that. Now, at American University, is there a system in place whereby if anybody insults you, stigmatizes you, labels you Chibok girl, is there a system, is there a person you can report to? And in circumstances where you have had to report to the university system, what action do the university authorities take? Is there anything like that at American University in Yola? Again, I start with you, Amina.
Well, sometimes the way they used to look down on us or discourage us, when, more especially if we come to class activities, like they give us like something like presentation and like assignments, and if we did, and some teachers will say that we are not the one who did assignment or presentation, maybe somebody helped us. How can somebody in class can do participation and write exam well? And sometimes the problem of speaking is not our fault because of the background of the school we started with it. Because normally we start school in Chibok, serious, we didn't get good background. Some teachers used to teach us in language and Hausa too. So see, we even finished that from just 1 to SS3. We don't know how to speak. We just start learning speaking after we come from these captivities. So
You mean speaking English?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and we are not good in that. So for them, instead for them to encourage us that we should not give up, we should try our best, they use that to discourage us and enter with anything we did is they were not going to appreciate. And sometimes if we complain to some of the school authority, they'll say that you that are government children, something, are you the only people that Boko Haram kidnap, all money, government spend the Nigeria's money on you, and you are still complaining of what people treat you. That's what they used to tell us. So we don't have anybody to complain and to listen to us.
Well, seriously, I think this is something that the American University, YOLA, should look into. You can't run a university where people have been stigmatized. But let me come to you, Jumai. What has been your own experience?
Well, I think she already said the point I have. It's true what she said. Like, even the students are saying that, like, when we have some assignment group, when they heard that we are part of Chibok Girls, they will run away. They don't want to come to do assignment with us. So this thing is make us to discourage in school, and it's making us like why people are hitting us so much because of these Chibok girls. That is all.
Okay, well, I think on this note, we'd like to thank you very much, Amina Ali, Jumai Mutah, and Mr. Yahi Bwata for joining us on the morning show.